Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E-Report. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of Onside Radio ownership, management, sponsors, website, or Inner Miami Marketing, LLC. It's time for Kai's Corner on OnsideRadio.com. To talk to Kai, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. To reach out on the text line, it's 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm on your home for sports talk, OnsideRadio.com.
Good morning. Here at beautiful Drive Pink Stadium, I am that man, Kai Chen Chisholm. Jordan.
Yeah, you are.
As always, producer extraordinaire, host of the Square Circle Digest, Sean Stanley.
Yeah, I am.
What's up, Sean?
Not much, Kai.
Got a lot of energy today?
No, that was it. That's all.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought, have some.
I just want to make sure the cam looks good for the first little part, because then I'll probably, doze off every once in a while. I'm just kidding.
I was saying, you told me, so I thought, it's funny, I sent it to a couple people yesterday when I was doing it, and I was just telling you, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm bringing cameras now, so me and Sean can have stuff as well. So not only the YouTube stuff, but I want, whenever I talk with Sean, I want to have like a Sean Stanley cam as well. So, thanks to my father, I have a camera that I can use and bring up like a Sean Stanley cam and everything like that, and we can have that come up. So yesterday I was editing some of the stuff, because at the end of it, what was supposed, it was usually our crosstalk with Big O. He was like dancing and we were coming in, and I thought it was hilarious, and I was like, it's great that I have this on footage, and it was even funnier watching it back. But I was saying, so I had to edit the overlay that was on there with a trackpad, which was horrible because I forgot my mouse at home. And then, because I have like my two, I have the one for my PC and then the one I usually use for my laptop, but I gave it to my girlfriend, and my girlfriend is currently in New York. So I cannot get it from her. So she has it. And then I was editing that on a trackpad. And then I was also editing the audio through Bluetooth headphones. I have no, oh my Jesus. I have no idea how the heck I got that audio to sync, but it is. I mean, I have it because there's a mic here, and which is on. Yeah. And then there's a mic on the other one too. So, I can get the audio, but then to time it, because, it's ahead or it's behind and the video, and it was, no idea, absolutely no idea how it looked the way it did, and I'm still kind of getting stuff from that, but it's fun, it's nice, I like it a lot. Everything looks good, it looks great. It's fun to kind of have the cam and not really wasting too much battery or anything for either of them, because it's just whenever we're off air, turn them off. Whenever we're about to come back, turn them back on, and so it's real cool, real fun. But today, what we have set and ready to go for everyone. So we have our polls for the day, which also feature the guests that we're going to have today. So we're going to have on someone we have not had on before, in Jeremy Taché. He's going to come on, and we're going to talk with him about the Florida Panthers and their season. Was a little bit upset last night and how everything ended. I still have some other thoughts on that, though, so we'll get into that. And then we'll also talk with him about the upcoming Miami Heat game and see what he thinks about that tonight. Is the series over, or will they make it 2-1? And then as well, we'll talk with Louis Sung. He obviously comes from 5 Reasons Sports, and Louis was in a lot of those meetings yesterday, and has been in a lot of the press conferences, And so with that, it's been good to see what he's been writing, what he's been talking about. So we want to get his thoughts on everything that was happening and all those other things. And funny enough, I'm not going to say it right here, but just an ode to Sean, some of the stuff that we were talking about, Sean, yesterday off air, a lot of people actually shared those sentiments that I know of that were in some of those things. And so that's a little bit interesting there. But the first question comes from that. Will the Heat make the series 2-1 tonight? Yes at 80%, no at 20%. And I'm surprised that actually that's kind of going the way it is. And then lastly, only 2 for today, of course, like we said, all going to be in the same thread, going to be 2 to 4 on a daily basis. It says, are you upset with how honest Tua Tagovailoa is? Yeah, it bothers me at 6.9%, and I like it, honestly, at 93.5%. Wrote that incorrectly grammatically, I did, but it's okay. It works. It is what it is. We move on and we go through and push through. But that's the big topic of today. right? In terms of Dolphins Twitter and how everybody's been looking at things, not a lot of people are happy with how honest Tua is when he talks and how honest Tua is in his press conferences, because when you look at it, he doesn't really hold back and he doesn't not say kind of what's happening. He talks about everything. He talks about, it doesn't matter what it is, right? It really just does not matter what it is. And it makes it a big thing because I feel like what everyone looks at when you're looking at your starting quarterback is sometimes you get this, sometimes you get that, everything like this. But I feel like the biggest part of anything with Tua and his honesty is, why would you care? Obviously, it sucks, and obviously, it's not like good to kind of have certain things be said, right? Like, it sucks when Tua says, I didn't really know the playbook last year. And like in terms of kind of like that way, like not obviously it's paraphrase, and like him saying, a lot of the things with the playbook, he didn't feel comfortable in his cadence. That's one thing he did say, that he didn't feel, comfortable sometimes audibling. So a lot of people don't like hearing that. But then when you listen to what he actually said, it's completely different. When it's not paraphrase, when it's not going like that. And I just think, and maybe Sean, if you have another opinion, like I think that I like kind of him speaking his mind. Like I think it's better than have him say kind of the generic, yeah, this, yeah, this, that. I mean, he really goes, and you can find it in its entirety if you really want to on the Dolphins YouTube. It's 22 minutes long of what he's talking about, and he talks about the chemistry with the wide receivers and everything, but I don't mind the honesty at all.
No, I don't mind the honesty. I think it's refreshing, sorry. But also, I think one of the issues I think that a lot of people may have is that, you have to understand, he went from Alabama, where he understood the playbook like as the back of his hand, to a new team after trying to fight through, coming back from an injury, not believing, I don't believe that he thought he was going to play as quickly as he did. Then he got thrown in there, and then he was learning on the fly. And once you do that, you're already behind, because if you don't know the playbook already, they're instituting more plays and different plays for every team they play as part of the game strategy. So now they're adding more stuff in, the stuff that you don't even know or understand 100%. So again, I think the way he was meaning it was more, he didn't understand it as well as Ryan Fitzpatrick or, a quarterback that had been in the system and understood it as well. So he was kind of playing on the fly. And the good thing, I guess, is not knowing the playbook and everything else, he was 6-3 as a starter.
Yeah. And
now can imagine if he knows the playbook.
It's weird, I think, for me to, like, again, in total, he said, I wasn't comfortable calling plays. I just rode with the play. Even if I knew it wasn't going to work, I was going to make it work. Clarifies himself and says, I didn't know the playbook really good, and that's on me. That's on no one but me. Play calls were simple when I was in. So, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are going to get upset. I don't know. Like, I just don't get as upset, and I think at the same time, I think that what he said in the first part, when you say every statement, it's a big thing. Even in lies, there's a little bit of truth. Like, every lie has a little bit of truth attached to it. Everything has a little bit of truth attached to it, no matter what. Everything of what you say. I think in this situation, the first half of what he said has to have some truth to it. And I think obviously the second half of what he said has some truth to it. I don't think that it was just a, cut and dry, well, let me clarify myself and make it like, I think he didn't know the playbook as well as he should have or wanted to. And then at the same time, I think that there were times where you had to, there's no way that he could have been the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins with the playbook and things being simplified for him and everything that he says in that second half of that statement. And then you see some of the plays that we saw, and you think you can't, like, you have to say to yourself, I know this isn't going to work. Like, there has to be two parts to that. I really do not think that it's as cut and dry, like how he says, it is what it is, and like how you get kind of only the one side of it. I don't think that it's just I didn't know the playbook. I think that has both some truth to it. I doubt that it's just one way on either time.
No, and then also, he's not going to throw the team under. I mean, I don't know what a lot of people expect, you're a quarterback to say. Maybe they thought he was going to be Aaron Rodgers and come out there and just be like, oh, I didn't know the playbook that well. And then even if I knew the playbook, I didn't have any weapons. So, I mean, I don't know what they expect from the quarterback. If he's honest, then people are upset that, oh, my goodness, so you're telling me you didn't know. But then if he sits there and what do you want him to do?
It's just like I think it goes back to it. It's like, yeah, you can try to learn. I feel like you can try to learn the playbook as much as you want. And I think this is something that benefited Justin Herbert a lot last year. Herbert, whether it was a playbook or not, Herbert had talent, and everyone knew that coming out of the draft. Now, whether you wanted to admit it or not is your own, that's you. But Herbert had a lot of talent coming out of the draft. And on top of that, Herbert wasn't injured. I mean, you saw Burrow, like, for everything that Joe Burrow is and how much everyone's excited to get him back out there and see him play, Burrow wasn't spectacular last year. And neither was Tua. The only one that was spectacular was Herbert. Now, of course, Burrow got injured and then he wasn't playing. But when he was, like, he wasn't this insane talent. Like, he wasn't doing some of the things that Herbert did. And I think with Tua, again, like you mentioned, Sean, it's like you go and you have that injury. You go and you have an injury that, when did Bo Jackson get injured? Like the 70s, the 80s, something like that? I can't remember exactly when he got injured.
The 80s.
Yeah, so, like, that's an injury that, nearly 30, 40 years ago. Wow, that's 40 years ago. 40 years ago is career-ending. And if not for advancements in media, who knows where he'd be. And he even mentioned himself, like...
Medicine, not media.
In medicine. Yeah, I don't know why I said media. Oh, my God. In the advancements in medicine, thank you for that. What the hell was that?
I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here for you.
Thank you. In advancements in media, oh my gosh, medicine, who knows where Tua would be? And he said to the media, which is probably why I keep saying that his hip feels 10 times better right now than it did last year. Like, you can't, I feel the mental aspect of it, sure. I think that there's things that he obviously did not know. And I think, yeah, maybe they did kind of dumb it down for him. But see, I don't think they dumbed it down. That's the thing. I don't think so either. Because Chan Gailey's playbook was already dumb enough. I don't think that, like, you go back and you watch the film and you see when Tua's in there, Chan Gailey himself, I think, made it worse than it actually could have been. If that makes any sense. So, I don't know.
There's just a lot of moving parts. It's not just a simple playbook. You look at the plays on the playbook. You have to understand also, again, one of the things about understanding a playbook is if you know a play is on and the linebacker's in a certain position, a safety's walking up, you have to also know that, okay, I need to change out of the play or adjust the play, and I think that's
right.
The part where he was showing some of his inabilities is the quickness to make those changes and or change out of plays. Maybe he stayed in the plays that he shouldn't have and he should have changed out of, and now he's understanding the playbook more to understand that part of it. It's not just, he didn't know the play to hand off to the right or hand off to the left. There's other intricacies, which most sports fans understand that, but it's not just as simple as, okay, here's X's and O's and you do this. You have to know, okay, the defensive end, if he slides out too far, now we're running it more inside. Things like that. I think he was having the issue of, changing out of the play quicker, getting the Dolphins maybe into a better position or a different play that would have gained more yards. I think that's the things that he was more having the issues on changing, not necessarily the play, but just understanding how to change out of plays and get the Dolphins in a better position.
Yeah, and I think that, again, I don't know. I think the big issue just comes off of everyone doesn't want to hear him telling the truth. And I think that that's an issue for me because it's like I would rather hear Tua say what it is and, criticize himself and that he's probably if you can say it to the media, then obviously you know it yourself. Like if you can say it publicly where you know that everyone's going to take every single word you said and dive deep into it, then you know it yourself without a doubt. I just think that, again, it's an interesting thing, but I don't mind the honesty from Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. Every Saturday at 11 a.m., soccer fans can connect with Austin Roblard and Red Card Radio from the Premiership to the MLS. Catch up with your favorite team, including our very own Inter Miami CF. Listen to Red Card Radio every Saturday from 11 to 1 with Austin Roblard exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. And with daily specials, there is something for everyone. If you're up for a challenge, you should take their famous boot tour. Finish 30 boots of different varieties of German beer, and you'll receive half price on their beer for life. And you'll get to take home your own boot and Checkers Old Munchin t-shirt. They also have outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music, as well as carry-out, curbside pickup, and delivery. So, for the finest German food and beer, get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations at 954-785-7565. That's 954-785-7565. We'll see you at Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
WLESPN, broadcasting from a largely empty building. And we do sports.
It's just not local.
Shush, honey.
Why is the building empty?
Because whether it be budget cuts or stupid management, we fired almost everybody.
Ooh, but we still have our job live and local.
At least the building is.
We've got your sports.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than the roof above the people you love. At Onside Radio, we recommend Chase Roofing and Contracting. At chaseroofing.com, they care about the customer. Chase Roofing provides reliable roof installation and repair without the destruction to our environment. Chase Roofing is powered by Tamara, who is owner and operated for 18 years. chaseroofing.com is Google top rated and a AAA standing with the Better Business Bureau. Open 24/7. Call them today. Trust chaseroofing.com to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
Inter Miami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnSideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
This Saturday, Drive Pink Stadium will be home to 18,000 fans as Inter Miami are set to take on DC United for the second time in club history. The first time they played each other was in Washington, D.C. just last year as DC United took home a 2-1 victory after a couple of very controversial refereeing decisions, a red card, a penalty. All over the place the game was over in D.C., but Miami will look to turn their record against D.C. United around and win for the first time at home this season in front of their fans.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
Sean,
Kai.
keep religion out of sports, all right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's what the Twitterverse is saying.
That's what's being said.
I'm trying to find the mention, and I can't even find it.
I don't know.
Oh, I
don't know
just
where-
found it.
I'm just not sure where on those posts. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. I have no idea.
Huh?
I guess. I don't know. I have no clue. I literally have no idea. I'm actually kind of dumbfounded at that, to be honest with you.
Well, I was looking back to the post. Like, wait, did we put something in there that
I was gonna say. I was like,
I went back to your post to see, unless there's something else that I'm missing.
Ira Royal, Heat, OTAs, Florida Panthers, Jeremy Lewis, Heat, Dolphins. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know where it went or where that was at or what it was aimed at in there. I'm not even sure. There's not even something that I saw that could be taken as anything related.
I don't even know. Since I got this gig, I don't tweet anything about religion, so I have no idea.
Well, maybe we'll find out more. Maybe more clarity will be spread upon it.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm very, I'm not even gonna. All I'm gonna say to that, since I'm a very not religious person, so you will never see me tying religion into sports. You'll see me talking about religion in government, but you will never see anything else. And the only reason why I say that is because I literally did that the other day, like 2 weeks ago. So, But anyways, I digress. That was so weird because I don't know. Sean brought that up to me in the middle of the thing, and I was just like, "What are you talking about?" I was looking at the YouTube comments, and I was like, "Podbean?" I was like, "I don't think it's there." I didn't even get the mention on Twitter. Now I got the mention. Who knows? The world's weird, man. The world is full of weird things. Anyways, it's a little bit interesting right now in like the sports world. There's a lot that's going on, but it's also like, I don't know the best way to put it. Like, I feel like the big topic of conversation right now, as much as it sucks, is like the Aaron Rodgers stuff and the potential of Aaron Rodgers and the Packers maybe moving some space for a guy like Julio Jones. Well, Sean, remember we were talking about this and we were saying there's no way that this can be, there's no way that you put this out there and this happens and then Julio doesn't know. Well, it hasn't been rebroadcasted at all, right? Hasn't been rebroadcasted. They haven't talked about it. FS1 has not put out the clip. It's been to my knowledge, I have not seen it anywhere in terms of Fox at all, right? Well, Ian Rappaport yesterday went on to the Pat McAfee show and said that he believes that Julio Jones did not know that he was on the air and that he doesn't know the legality of these things, but that he did not know he was on live TV with Shannon Sharp on FS1 when he was called that day. That, I mean, we thought that that's what it was, right? We thought that there's no way that he knew that he was live on TV, right? And it looks like that's the truth. It looks like Julio Jones legitimately did not know that he was on air, and the Falcons are very, very upset with the situation right now.
Yeah, I think they're getting Fox and NFL coverage and everything else involved in this as well.
It's
there's a lot of reports going around right now about this whole thing, so
it's crazy. Even Chris Sims said, quote, "From what I know, from people I know in the NFL, he had no idea he was on the air yesterday. I found that out from somebody in the know here. Yes, he and his agent were very disappointed afterwards." This is bad. It's bad news. You can't.
It's just a bad look.
It's
being a former player himself, man, you have probably more access, especially who he is.
Yeah.
Not even that he's just a player. He's one of the best, one of the best tight ends and everything to play.
7th round draft pick turned Hall of Famer.
And now you're sitting here and you did this. It's the trust factor kind of goes out the window in a way, right?
I think it has to. I mean,
again, because I honestly started thinking after the first day, I was like, you know what? They had to at least have an understanding that, hey, look, I need to get this out. And they're like, I got an idea. This is what I'll do on the show. And then I'll get you on the phone, and then we'll get this thing rolling. I that was my feeling. But now as more stuff's coming out, it's like, ugh, really? You did this to, I don't know how close they are, but I mean, to do that to a Julio Jones, I mean, what are other players thinking? If you do that to Julio, what are you going to do to me?
I have no idea. I have no idea. He has it up on his Twitter, I think, still. I'm going to make sure and check this because I wonder if Shannon deleted the tweet. He didn't. So Shannon still has it up on his Twitter. But that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal because usually, and knowing this, I literally only know this off the fact that when I was trying to get clips of Colin Cowherd talking, they don't let you clip it, right? So I was like, okay, that's a big thing. They don't let you clip that stuff and it usually has under their tweets, whenever they ever tweet anything out, it says Fox Sports 1. You click it and it takes you to YouTube. Sometimes the clips aren't even there, but it just takes you to YouTube. Doesn't let you clip it, doesn't let you do anything. You have to screen record it, then get the audio, everything like that. So, it's a little shocking. And there's a lot that's coming out right now for it's just that's insane to me. And that was the biggest thing. And I think when you look back on it and you talk through, right? And everybody knows this. Players talk about it all the time that when you're on the sideline, you're mic'd up, and sometimes you hear it on the mic'd up stuff. They will be mic'd up and they will say, I am mic'd up. If you're going to say anything, go say it somewhere else that's not here. I'm mic'd up. Don't come near me. Like, don't say anything that can incriminate you. Don't say anything. Just let it be. It was just absolutely let it be. Don't say anything. And Rappaport went on to say in more context as well that when Deion Sanders worked with the NFL Network, because of course now he's a coach in an HBCU. I can't remember what college it is. But when he worked at the NFL Network.
Jacksonville State,
there you go. I couldn't remember what it was. I knew it was an HBCU, just couldn't remember what college it was. But when he was there at the NFL Network, that he would have obviously all this contact with, players in the league, and he would talk to them personally. And then Rappaport would hear something, he'd report on it, and Deion would go to him and say, yeah, I already knew that. And Rappaport said at first he was always like, we're colleagues, why aren't you telling me this information? Like, this can go up. This can be something we can talk about. Like, why is this now just coming out? You already know this. And Deion would tell him, when I'm talking to people, I'm talking to them as Deion Sanders. I'm talking to them as primetime. I'm not talking to them as NFL Network analyst Deion Sanders. When they give this information to me, we're talking as, people who, they need my help. I'm trying to talk to them. They're not talking to me in a way, and I'm not talking to them in a way in which I'm going to release their private information to the world. If they want me to talk on it, I'll talk on it, but I'm not going to talk on it for them. They can get their information out the way they want to. If it's through me, sure. And that's something that you have to have respect for sure for that. There's nothing else that you can do besides just have a ton of respect for that sort of thing. Like, that's what you should be doing. You should not be releasing out this private information. And especially when there are certain laws very specific on these things. One of the big things, California law, both parties have to consent to know that they're being recorded. Certain states have different laws. I believe Florida, I think it's a one-party state. I don't remember specifically. But I know California is a two-party state, and I remember this because I had to learn laws in school. I believe Florida is a one-party state, if I don't remember correctly. But it was?
Yeah, I mean, it last I heard it is.
Okay,
yes.
yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know exactly what that means, just in case, it's like only one party has to know that there's a recording going on, or that, only one party has to consent to it. And there's nothing you can do legally. Like, it's just what it is. So if someone records you on the phone and you're both here in Florida, there's nothing you can do about it. Now, it gets tricky when you're in another state and someone else is in another state. It gets tricky when, especially in California, like, that's always a two-party consent, state that you need to have that, like, that person needs to know that they're being recorded, or anything that you're doing can just be thrown completely out of the water because you broke law. Like, that's it. It's like you could have incriminating information on someone, let's say in college football or anything. Yeah, I paid this guy, but as they didn't know that they were getting recorded, nothing that they said matters because you broke the law. So it's something that's really big, and FS1 in Los Angeles, they need a two-party state consent. Who knows where Julio was exactly? So it just becomes bad. But anyways, I still can't believe. I remember saying that there's no way he knew. I can't believe that he really didn't. That's just idiotic, I think, on that part, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. But we're going to talk with Jeremy Taché coming up in the next segment. Of course, he's the host of Breakfast at Jeremy's, and there's a little bit of controversy surrounding Breakfast at Jeremy's today, a little bit of joking controversy, but we'll ask him about that. We'll talk about the Panthers season. Of course, he works for Bally Sports Sun. He does stuff for the Florida Panthers on that side. And then we'll also talk to him a little bit about the Miami Heat, but want to focus on the Panthers and let us mourn before the Miami Heat get destroyed tonight. Florida Panthers fans have a place to call home every Saturday morning as Cats insider David Dwork will host Chirping the Cats Radio every Saturday at 10 a.m. Onside Radio is committed to all sports, and Panthers fans can now connect every Saturday from 10 to 11 with David Dwork on the home for Panthers fans worldwide, onsideradio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodiasDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moodias family. Dr. Moodias is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodiasDental.com.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
WLESPN. We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in, as long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Toast. May is here, which means hurricane season right around the corner. You need to get PGT custom windows and doors installed in your house so that you're fully protected when we get a big storm coming on through. For those windows, only one place to call. My buddies at B&T Windows and Doors. They've been doing it in South Florida for decades, and they will set you up with the best of the business. PGT custom windows and doors. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126 for B&T Windows and Doors.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
When you're looking to add that extra style and protection for your home or business, visit A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie or Sunrise, where plantation shutters are a major part of our business, and they look great in any home. We have them in white, stained colors, and wood tones. We can even motorize your shutters like the one in the OnSideRadio.com studio. A Shade Above Window Fashions, 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashions.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
The Florida Panthers season has come to an end after a 4-0 loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay wins the series 4-2 and will move on to face the winner of Nashville and Carolina. Speaking of seasons coming to a close, the Miami Heat, they're down 2-0 to the Milwaukee Bucks. They're hoping for a turnaround tonight at home. The tip-off set for 7:30. Now to talk about some winning. The Miami Marlins, they used a 3-run 8th inning to beat the Phillies 4-2. John Birdie with a 2-run single in the 8th. And Yimi Garcia picked up his 9th save of the season. Pablo Lopez, let me try this one more time. Pablo Lopez gets the call today. First pitch about 2 hours from now. Inter Miami CF, they welcome DC United to a full-capacity Dry Pink Stadium Saturday night. You can hear the match right here at OnsideRadio.com, starting at 7 o'clock with Big O and Alex Dono with the Inter Miami CF pregame show. Then Eric Krakauer, Thomas Rongan, and Fernando Fiore. They'll have the call of the game at 8 o'clock. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. You're listening to OnsideRadio.com.
Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right. Getting ready to have a good conversation with the hosts of Breakfast at Jeremy's, Jeremy Taché with Bally Sports Sun. Jeremy, I heard there's some controversy this morning surrounding the show.
Yeah, I had to. I mean, I didn't really have to, but I'll play into the bit. I released a statement this morning, just apologizing to all of the viewers. Every morning on the show, I start the episode by taking a vigorous sip from my mug of coffee. But I have a doctor's appointment coming up after our chat right here. So I couldn't have anything this morning. So I lied to all of the viewers, pretended like there was still coffee in my cup. But truly, it was just water. I apologize. I won't be taking any further questions at the moment, Kai. I hope you understand.
Of course.
It's a tough time for my family and friends right now. But yeah, release that statement. Hopefully we can move on and just move to the sports stuff now.
Of course. I mean, this isn't going to be anything sports related, so I apologize because it's about to get into a completely different topic. But you also tweeted out a video of Aaron Rodgers vibing to Taylor Swift.
Oh,
and that blew up. It gets retweeted by Barstool Cat, Big Cat, of course. And that blew up, and I remember seeing it, and I had no idea that you were the person that originally tweeted it because I just kept seeing the video recircled. How has that been? Probably having your mentions blown up.
Yeah, it's been really weird, actually. So I sent out the tweet yesterday, and it was weird. Sometimes Twitter, and I'm sure you've experienced this, there are certain times where you go on Twitter and you send out a tweet, and you're like, oh, this is going to do numbers. This is going to be great. And you get 3 likes. 3 people like it, and you're like, what happened here? I spent so much time crafting the words. And then there's other times where, just like yesterday, where I saw this video, and I was like, this is just a vibe, and I put it out on the internet. And pretty immediately, I think what happened was Mike Golick Jr. and I follow each other, and so he shared it. And from there, I think football Twitter just went crazy with it.
Okay.
And so, you get the right retweets and this and that, and then ultimately the Le Batard Show guys, tweeted it out there, and then that's when it just went crazy. But it's I love seeing Aaron Rodgers singing Taylor Swift while mind you, while on vacation in Hawaii with Miles Teller and his wife Kaylee. What a Mad Lib of a sentence that would have been a year ago, right? Aaron Rodgers and his fiancée Shailene Woodley on vacation with Miles Teller in Hawaii singing Taylor Swift. What even was happening there? I love it. I'm happy for Rodgers. He's living his best life.
One of the funny things too is the fiancée, because Aaron's whole thing before, it's his fiance Shailene Woodley. It's so funny to think about because before, he would always he had the stuff that he had before and his girlfriend and stuff like that, and then now it's it's seeming like him and Shailene Woodley hit it off. Sometimes he's on her Instagram lives. Ever since he went on the McAfee show, man, dude. Rodgers is a different man.
It's amazing. It's cool though. He seems so happy.
Oh yeah.
If you watch, if you do go back and watch the video that I posted, it's just a dude just hanging out with friends, enjoying himself, feeling comfortable. And I think not to psychoanalyze everything here, but for a guy who has had the issues that he's had publicly with his family, and all sorts of different things. He's always been a very, very private guy. And so to see him like being willing to let people put stuff out on like an Instagram story or just a normal Instagram post of him probably means he's just like more comfortable in his skin than he's ever been. And that's actually really cool. It starts as like, haha, funny Taylor Swift singing along, but it's actually pretty cool to see Rodgers, who just won an MVP, and like now we're saying, oh, he finally looks happy. Dude just won the MVP.
It's
amazing.
16 years in the NFL. MVP, like it's just so funny. I think the funny thing as well would have been like, I guess for some people who are, I guess around, because you also recently like graduated a little bit ago, right, Jeremy? Or am I incorrect here?
Yeah. I graduated from college in 2017.
Yeah, so it's like people, I guess around like our age, it's kind of like it would have been funny with Olivia Rodrigo as well. I don't think people would have found it as funny, but if that was the one, I feel like people around our age would have been laughing, especially considering I think a lot of people are comparing the two and how their albums released and everything.
Here's what we'll do. I'm gonna go ahead and take a ballad of Olivia Rodrigo's, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it underneath the audio that already exists on the Rodgers video, and just put it out there, totally fake. We'll just continue to. I'm telling you right here, so this can be our own inside joke with the show.
Right.
I'm gonna reply to the original tweet with another video, like, oh my god, and now it's Olivia Rodrigo, and we'll just see how that does as well.
I wonder if people will pick it up.
Even funnier if it was Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, for sure. But in another thing, and I guess to get into a more sad side of things, and we're talking with Jeremy Taché. Am I saying your last name right, Taché?
Yeah, Taché.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
You got
I'm
it
just
right.
making sure. As someone, Jeremy, that has like names that get mispronounced, I like to make sure that I pronounce things correctly here. But
oh, it's constant. I appreciate you doing that. I'm the same way because Taché is a constantly mispronounced name. So thank you.
I mean, it has the accent, so that's why I figured that it was Taché. But like,
see, it's why I need to do it. It's why I keep the accent. It's a pretentious looking accent, but it's there for a reason.
It is what it is. But our Florida Panthers last night. I want to kind of look at some of the positives rather than just the end of the season there. You have to think now, one, you're going to have probably the most expensive, backup goalkeeper that's in the league. It's got to be great, at least to see now in the future. Like, you have a guy in Spencer Knight now who had a great, start to his playoff run. And then, of course, yesterday he still had a pretty good game. I think the score doesn't really show certain things. Of course, they make it 3-0. They're pretty much at kind of like the death with like 5 minutes, I believe, left. And then, of course, it's 4-0. But I mean, they still had a great season, and it's still great now seeing that you have this guy that's potentially the future there at goalkeeper.
Absolutely. Well, and the Panthers had a great season from a number of different players across their roster. I spoke about it a bit this morning, but like every new addition seemed to contribute. All the guys that they kept, obviously, a guy like Keith Yandel struggles at the end, right? A guy who's played so many games in a row and struggles a bit at the end in the playoffs here, but a lot of it was a cool combination of homegrown players who have been here for a number of years through some of the losing and new additions and young faces, like you mentioned. And, this is the best season they've ever had in terms of point percentage. I think we would all agree that this is the most dominant a Florida Panthers team has looked, at least for, you and I are around the same age, at least for our lifetimes, right? In 96, I was 1 year old, when they're in 97, I'm 2, it's a different experience, and they've made the playoffs since, but never with a team that was this complete. Unfortunately for them, they just got a really bad draw, right? Like the Tampa Bay Lightning, if they were the team that they just faced, the healthy Tampa Bay Lightning all year, that's probably the number 1 seed, and they're playing Carolina in the first round, and maybe they have a bit more of a shot. Now, who knows what goes on in that scenario, and who knows if they can take down Carolina, but it is just a shame that the way that this season worked out was that draw for them. But going to Spencer Knight and what you just spoke about in terms of him getting some experience and being there, it almost reminds me of what we're now seeing this year from Trevor Rogers on the Marlins, to go cross sport for you.
Right.
Last year, due to a strange, pandemic-filled season where there were all sorts of weird injuries and all sorts of different scenarios for the Marlins that led to them having to extend their roster so deep, Trevor Rogers got his cup of coffee at the big leagues in 2020. And everyone just thought of that like, oh, he was just okay. He showed some moments. He showed some flashes where he struck a lot of guys out, but we'll see what it means for next year. And now he's shown up this season in 2021 as just a man amongst boys. as a rookie. He's been terrific. And so I look at Spencer Knight and I see another guy who has that same projected upside. In a lot of ways, goalkeepers are similar to pitchers, right? Like they're helping the defense.
And when you have a hot one, it's almost unstoppable. I think that's something that
exactly. Exactly. Well, it's and I actually spoke about this with Alex Dono last week in the same concept, where it was like, pitching can carry a defense, right? Pitching can carry a team through a postseason or even through a stretch of the regular season, no different than having a hot goalie can. And so, I look at Trevor Rogers and I look at even Jazz Chisholm, who got a little bit of experience last year, and the way that they've now come back in year 1A, we'll call it, and dominated. And I think that this type of experience for Spencer Knight, not only in the regular season, but particularly to play against the defending Stanley Cup champions in postseason games, on the road, at home, it can only be hugely beneficial as he heads into next season. And because you have such a highly paid goalie in Bobrovsky, who is still effective, there's no pressure on Knight to be perfect from day one. And that's an even better situation to be walking into. So I think there should be as much optimism ending this season as there's ever been for the Florida Panthers.
Jeremy, one last thing that I have to ask here, because as someone who very, very much enjoys coffee, I have to know, what's your preferred coffee, I guess, that you make for yourself? Is it like espresso, or are you the other big question is if it's between like Pilon or oh my God, it's escaping me right now. It's the one that I drink every single day. But where's your coffee preference?
Oh, this is gonna make me seem like such a poser.
Oh, there's no way you drink American coffee, Jeremy.
No.
Okay.
So here's this is no. I do, and this is the worst part.
Oh,
this is the worst part. It's literally like Starbucks Keurig K-cup every morning, quick. That's my first cup of coffee of the day. Okay, so what I have to say there is that's my preferred first cup. Easy. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. to do some of these episodes. Got to get a quick cup of coffee. Don't want to make the loudest noise in the room for my girlfriend who's sleeping in the other room. And so I'm drinking that crappy American coffee. But there is a Colada, a Cuban place, like right down the road from me, and I've started to be drinking a lot more of their cortaditos throughout the day. And also, like, I hate that I am a Cuban guy from South Florida who sounds as white as I do saying cortadito. But here I am because I'd rather just say it sounding super white than try to pretend like I actually have the accent down well. But yeah, so all of that said, I am the basic white guy that's drinking Starbucks coffee to start my day, and you can and should judge me for it.
It's okay. Look, when I drive here, I get Starbucks too, but I feel like if I'm at home, it's always Bustelo, and I'm a big Bustelo guy, and I hate Pilon.
Oh, Bustelo's great. Bustelo's great. You're
okay,
right.
At least we
You're
agree
right.
on
and
that.
Honestly, yeah, Bustelo's great, and honestly, I should probably just start doing the Bustelo K-cups, but they're a little more expensive than the Starbucks ones. Those are nice to buy in bulk.
They are. No, they really are. Jeremy, thank you so much for coming.
Media person, after all.
Yeah. Jeremy, thanks so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it and look forward to talking to you again.
Kai, it was awesome. Love to come back on. Thanks, man.
Of course. Catch a South Florida staple every afternoon as Alex Dono hosts a Man of the Match from 3 to 6 p.m. Dono covers everything from football to MMA. Tune into one of the most complete sports shows in the country with the Man of the Match with Alex Dono 3 to 6 p.m. exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
This Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Red Card Radio with Austin Robillard will be broadcasting live from Stout Bar and Grill in Oakland Park. With over 40 TVs, Stout is the home for soccer around the world. Stout features Clonakilty Whiskies, the world's best Irish whiskey. So come on out this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for Red Card Radio live from Stout Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale.
When you're looking for curtains and blinds to create a space of your own, look no further than Bandalux. Bandalux can tailor your space to your needs. Create the atmosphere and ambiance you desire. We invite you to discover it at Bandalux.com. Explore our new solar control systems, range of sustainable fabrics, and energy-efficient solutions that can improve your well-being and quality of life. Witness Bandalux Beauty. Go to Bandalux.com or follow them on Instagram at Bandalux_official. For a personal experience, A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise is an official Bandalux partner.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com. There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. Take their famous Boot Tour Challenge, and there's now outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations or pickup at 954-785-7565. So get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach to Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant.
At OnSideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork and our Chirping the Cats report.
It was a fun season, but as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. The Panthers put up a good fight in forcing a Game 6, but that was as far as they would get, as the defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning knocked out the Cats with Wednesday's 4-0 win. Rookie goaltender Spencer Knight did what he could to keep Florida in the game, stopping 20 shots, including several point-blank opportunities during the first two periods, but it was Tampa goalie Andrei Vasilevsky that stole the show. The likely Vezina Trophy finalist was a brick wall, stopping everything the Panthers threw his way and frustrating the Cats at every turn. Now Tampa will move on to face the winner of the Carolina-Nashville series, while Florida will head back to Sunrise, clean out their lockers, and head into the offseason wondering what could have been.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right. You know what, Sean? I hate Vasilevsky. That's how you say it?
Vasilevsky.
Yeah, something like that. Lisp. That's the thing there. Lisp. Vasilevsky. You know, it's
Vasilevsky.
like Vasilevsky.
There's a V in the end.
Ah.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday while I was walking to my car, because it was really interesting, there was Bundesliga relegation tournaments yesterday, and the two teams were Holstein Kiel and FC. It's in Cologne, so like the city Cologne in Germany, so it's Cologne, but they pronounce it Köln. And I was literally saying to myself, every single step I was taking, I was like, FC Köln, FC Köln, FC Köln. So try to get it so that I know how to say it in my mind. It was so hard. I was so difficult. And then the other one was Holstein Kiel. Yeah, Holstein Kiel. There you go. I don't know why I said style. Holstein Kiel. Very difficult. So, you know. But it is what it is. It was a great game. Kiel went up, which is good. They'll probably go up into the Bundesliga return fixtures this Saturday, so that should be interesting. Love it. Always fun. Anyways. I can't wait to talk to Lewis. Lewis knows that I'm going to hit him on Jakeem Grant, and I'm so very excited for it. I'm so sorry, Lewis. I know you asked me not. Well, we'll see. Yeah, and that. So, every Monday, Heat NBA fans can catch the best hour of basketball talk when Ethan Skolnick and Ira Winterman host the Palette Rack City Inside the Paint show. Listen to two of the most knowledgeable and connected reporters in the business and get your year-round insight every Monday from 10 to 11 with Inside the Paint on the home for hardcore basketball fans everywhere you can possibly be, OnsideRadio.com.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the home of Inter Miami CF.
His strike is a decent one. It's fired into the top right corner. Gonzalo Higuain opens his account for Inter Miami.
OnsideRadio.com, where the passion for La Rosa Negra runs deep.
Hey, it's Toast, and when I got PGT custom windows and doors installed at my house last year from B&T Windows and Doors, I knew that I was protecting my house when it came to hurricanes. But I was also investing in my house. My value went up. My home insurance cost went down. Yeah, I can now get more for my house when I sell it because I have PGT custom windows and doors installed courtesy of my buddies at B&T Windows and Doors. Just another reason why you should upgrade your house today. Give them a call, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126, B&T Windows and Doors.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
OnsideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your Onside Radio E-Report with Kai Chen Chisholm.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a striker for Everton, has now donned himself onto esports. He's become an esports ambassador for Semper Fortis, and this is a big announcement as it's yet another player in big name sports getting into esports. He made a comment on this saying, quote, esports has been on my radar for quite a while now, and I'm excited to take my first steps into the space with Semper Fortis. As an athlete, being competitive is part of my DNA, so it's great to be an ambassador for a brand that is striving for the best. Again, this is very huge for esports as you get yet another big name player, especially in Europe in the world of football, into the esports game, getting everything they possibly can developed into it so that not only is it looked at by someone that guys like myself, Michael, and Toast love to play on a daily basis, but by everybody worldwide.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E-Report. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of Onside Radio ownership, management, sponsors, website, or Inter Miami Marketing, LLC. It's time for Kai's Corner on OnsideRadio.com. To talk to Kai, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. To reach out on the text line, it's 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm on your home for sports talk, OnSideRadio.com.
Good morning. Welcome to hour 2. The Sean Stanley cam died. And I don't have a backup battery, so
just gonna take all this roundness.
Sean, don't do that to yourself, Sean.
Well, I'm good with it, man.
You know, yesterday, we're in hour 2, start of hour 2. We're gonna talk with Louis D. Sung coming up next here. But yesterday, when I first made that thing, I was sending it to my girlfriend, and she just was like, "This is funny. This is great." She's like, "I love this," and I was like, "Yeah, I want to have the Sean Cam going and have that up and just have it, even if like it's a random segment, unlike like the short ones, just like interviews and stuff like that, and then it'll save battery and it'll do everything like that." It has like 20 or 13% battery, so it should be able to last for like another segment, and it just is deciding not to. So I guess it is what it is, unfortunately. We just have to kind of live and learn with it. But yesterday, as we get into it, and I do want to mention, so I just want to bring this up as just to talk about it and to bring it up here. So just to be very clear on something, when it comes to everything that's happening with anyone that is not Kai Chen Chisholm, I don't like to comment on it, so I just want to, in terms of, things that are not public knowledge, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know really how to word exactly what I'm trying to say, but it's for the stuff with O, I want to let O kind of tell how he's going about and doing everything, and let O speak to everybody. So yeah, we'll make the comments, and thank you to Sean who put it in there for everyone, because he will be back tomorrow, and I think he tweeted out that hopefully he'll be back tomorrow, but I believe he'll be back tomorrow. But I just want to let O touch on it, specifically since I'm Kai, he's Big O, and I want to make sure that he gets to talk about himself.
You're Kai?
Yeah. Well, technically I'm Kai Chen, so there is that.
Kai Chen Chisholm.
Kai Chen Chisholm.
That man.
It's so great to be able to hear my last name pronounced correctly by everyone here in South Florida now, because you have to, because of Jazz Chisholm. You have to know how to say Chisholm now, because I've heard Chris Holm, which I have no idea how you get Chris out of that. There isn't an R in Chisholm, but it is what it is. But I've heard Chris Holm, Chisholm, there's so many things, and it's it literally says Chisholm. You can say Chisholm, whatever you want to say, either one, but Chisholm. I don't know, but now everyone has to know how to say it, because name of the greatest baseball player known to man, Jazz Chisholm Jr. So it is what it is. But I just wanted to make that comment, just because, again, I think this is the best way to put it, is stuff happening with him. If it's something that he is comfortable saying and doing and everything like that, that's fine, and that's with O. But I don't want to kind of speak about that stuff, if that makes any sense. So I want to appreciate that from Sean, that he put it in the chat as well, kind of saying what was going on, just because, again, I just don't want to,
Yeah, I'm not going into specifics, but
yeah, exactly. I like to keep kind of, I guess, if I'm doing it, I want to make sure that I do it and I can say it and I know what's going on. So if there's something going on with me, I'll talk about it and stuff like that. Everything with O, I want to let him talk about it on his Twitter and on his show and everything like that, and let O deal with that. Not in a bad way, but you get what I mean. I don't want to kind of beat around the bush. But you don't know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you mean, no. I'm just kidding, guys. Let's go. Let's move on.
So I was going to move on anyways. I was going to go into the round table, because we have a round table today. The actual thing that's round, Sean, is the round table, where we all sit down and we talk about local and national sports headlines. That's what we always do here at OnSideRadio.com. So, Thursday's roundtable. Should Panthers fans appreciate this Florida Panthers season, or should they be disappointed after a first-round exit against the defending Stanley Cup champions? Tampa Bay Lightning. Well, I don't think you should be disappointed at all. And perfectly honest with you. I think, yeah, you can be a little bit upset, and I think you can be, I don't think disappointed is the best way to put it. I think you can be upset with what happened, but I mean, it's in the question itself, and I think you say it, you know it. They're the defending Stanley Cup champions. They came back at full health. They worked the system so that they're $17 million over the cap, and it works in their favor. And on top of that, they just did what they needed to do in order to get their things, and they are a fantastic team. And goalkeeper extraordinaire Lezabeski, I'm not even going to try to say it because I need to get it right, and I'm going to feel bad if I can't. Vasilevsky, there you go. Anyways, so with him, he had an outstanding series. I think you saw the series get closer and closer in terms of score gap. I know that the last two games, Game 5 and Game 6, were kind of, the 4-1, 4-0, and really when you look at it, it's 3-1, 3-0 because, open net goals and everything like that. But I think you saw it get a little bit better, and you saw a lot of good things. You saw a lot of bad things, but you saw a lot of good things. And you saw something where you have someone like me who, yes, can you argue fair weather in terms of this? I don't know much about the Panthers. I tried watching the Panthers before, couldn't do it, couldn't watch hockey. Started watching them this season. I enjoyed it, but just didn't have time to watch it when it was on because usually they were on at like 5:30, 6:30, and I just can't do that. But I sat down and I watched the playoff games, and I watched every single one except for the first one. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. I loved it a lot. And I'm someone who's going to be, because especially if I get into a team or a sport or anything, I like to dive deep into it. I'm going to be a person that looks at this and looks at this season and sees everything. It's like, all right, I'm stoked for next year. Like, I'm ready to see when that first game is. I'm ready to go and, hopefully as well kind of go into a game and experience that crowd, because I don't think that that's just going to be a playoff crowd. I think that that's going to expand past what the playoffs were. And I think you look at it with Spencer Knight, and again, I just think you have such a great future, and that's coming from someone who is not as knowledgeable as hockey about other people, but learning what I've learned and listening to what I listen and trying to do the research on my own so that I can speak about the topics. It's like there is such a bright future that you look at with first-round picks that they have, guys who are currently picks that they took and playing in other leagues as well and doing other things, and you have a guy like Spencer Knight in goal. I am very confident on the future of this team, and I think that there's nothing but upside, and I think it's finally a time for Panthers fans. I'm going to say, Panthers fans who have been fans of this team for so long, and they have a future, and they have, a reason to be extremely happy about what's going on, and I'm happy for them and happy for all of South Florida. And I think next year they're going to come out there and they're going to be a good team again, and I have no doubt in my mind. So I don't think you should be disappointed. I think you should be excited to get into this next season of Florida Panthers hockey, and that is all I have to say on said round table. Sean, I want to get your thoughts. Damn, I wish that there was the cam working right now. I'm so upset. I want to get your thoughts on the Russell Westbrook situation of a fan dumping popcorn on him while he was walking out in the fourth quarter. I think he came out with an injury, and they poured popcorn on him there in Philly. Why do you think this is? Like, why do you what in someone's brain clicks and then they go, yeah, this makes sense. I'm going to pour a bucket of popcorn on an NBA player?
Stupidity. It literally is stupidity. I mean, again, you get access with basketball. You get even closer access, I think, than any other sport.
Oh yeah,
if you can afford it, of course. I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's expensive. It's very expensive.
But the players walk right under. And again, in some sports, you get the tunnels and the things like that. But for the most part, there's a lot of access there to the NBA players that you don't get with other things. And I think sometimes it's just and also Westbrook is a very polarizing, individual there. And I just, but to go to pouring popcorn on somebody, I mean, I'm hoping he was totally intoxicated, so at least they can try to blame something. But if you just walk down there and you had soda in one hand and popcorn in the other, and you said, okay, popcorn, here you go. It's stupidity, man. And to be honest, he needs to be put on a list and can't go to any arenas. Forget just the one in, every arena, man. It's just stupidity. They got to start, not going saying, oh, they got to protect the players. They do have to protect the players. That's given. But it's just, you can't get away. Just because you paid money to go to a game doesn't mean you have the ability to do whatever you want while you're there.
Yeah, you cannot just go out and just do, oh, I bought a ticket, I'm here, I paid my hard-earned money. No, that's not how that works. Like, it just is not how it works. You can't do that. Like, you just cannot go out there and do everything you want to do and do whatever you want to do. It's not how the world is made. Like, just because you went out there and you put money doesn't mean you can do whatever the hell you want at any point in time. You have to have a certain level of respect. Like, there's times, I remember, you know how when you go to the stadiums and they have the things that say, if there's a bad fan, do this, text this number, yada, yada, yada. Usually there's always bad fans. People do everything, right? I remember there's a time where me and my dad were watching a Marlins game, and there were people throwing popcorn at us. And it's like, why? First of all, why are you throwing popcorn at people? And second of all, what did we do? I mean, I can take a guess without having to actually say it. It's like, what did we do to you to make you throw popcorn at us? And it's like, my father, and I feel like I take this from my father as well because I am his son, where I think both of us, and I think he'll admit it as well, we get easily frustrated with things. And, sometimes we take things to a level it shouldn't be going to. But we, who are usually people who would never go out and text out, whatever, let's just move seats. It is what it is. Like, these people are annoying or these people are being loud, whatever. You text that number and you do that. And it's like, fans act like that to other fans. I can't believe that we have this happening out there to other just players. Like, I just, even if you're intoxicated, I can't think that you look there and you're like, oh yeah, this is a great idea. I'm gonna pour this popcorn all over Russell Westbrook's head. That'll teach him for coming to Philly and going off with an ankle injury. Like, what? Where does that make any sense? Like, I don't even, like, intoxicated even. Like, maybe I'm just someone that when I'm drunk, I'm very mellow and chill. Like at the brunch this past weekend, very chill, very mellow, very kind of enjoying it. Just like, I'm not like a crazy drunk. I just get, giggly and have fun and enjoy my life. Maybe that's just because that's how I am. But, I don't understand how someone's mind clicks and they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's pour some popcorn on Russell Westbrook's head. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
His 6 seconds of fame.
Yeah. And then he'll probably be banned from that stadium.
Hope he gets banned from every stadium.
He'll probably get
a sporting event again.
Oh, and this is Philly, so
and then
I'm
I hope
sure
they cut his cable. They can't watch sports. And then they cut his internet.
He should be like what's his name? The dude that caught the ball when the Marlins were playing against the Cubs, and he was like ousted by the city of Chicago. He was listening to a broadcast. What's his name? 1997, I think that was. Marlins, Chicago Cubs.
I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of his name.
I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh. Well, you know who I'm talking. Everyone knows who I'm talking about. Hat, headphones on while he has a little thing. He's listening to the broadcast. Has no idea people are mad at him. And then, he gets like, I don't even think that people have heard from him since then.
Steve Bartman.
There you go. Steve Bartman.
You just had to look up Cubs fan foul ball.
That's the thing, man.
First thing.
I feel so bad for him, especially looking at the pictures of him. It wasn't 1997. It was 2003. I don't know why I thought it was 1997, but it was against the I know it was against the Marlins.
The year the Marlins won the World Series. Those are 2 years.
So I knew it was against the Marlins. That's the biggest thing is I just knew it was against them. I feel so bad for him. I hope he's able to that's so mean. Like, to treat him like that, that's so mean.
You get overactive for a foul ball, you cost your team.
The Cubs gave him a World Series ring? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Oh, good for him. Never mind. I don't feel bad anymore.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Shout out to Steve Bartman. Congratulations. Good for you, bud. Anyways, we're going to have on Louis D. Sung coming up next, and we'll talk to him about Jakeem Grant. God, it hurts to say that name. Oh, my God. His agent. You saw what his agent said, right, Sean, on Twitter?
I don't pay attention to agents.
Oh, it was bad. But we'll talk to him about Jakeem Grant. We'll talk to him about his agent, and then we'll talk to him just about everything because he was at the press conferences virtually through Zoom yesterday, and he had a lot to say about them in general. Oh, look, Tua Tagovailoa popping up on the screen. I'm pretty sure ESPN's about to talk crap about him. Anyways, we'll talk to him coming up next here. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., however, you can catch Sean Stanley as he hosts the Square Circle Digest. Now, wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers a very colorful world of wrestling. Tune every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnSiteRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
This Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Red Card Radio with Austin Robillard will be broadcasting live from Stout Bar and Grill in Oakland Park. With over 40 TVs, Stout is the home for soccer around the world. Stout features Clonakilty Whiskies, the world's best Irish whiskey. So come on out this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for Red Card Radio live from Stout Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. And with daily specials, there is something for everyone. If you're up for a challenge, you should take their famous boot tour. Finish 30 boots of different varieties of German beer, and you'll receive half price on their beer for life. And you'll get to take home your own boot and Checkers Old Munchin t-shirt. They also have outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music, as well as carry-out, curbside pickup, and delivery. So, for the finest German food and beer, get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations at 954-785-7565. That's 954-785-7565. We'll see you at Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
WLESPN, broadcasting from a largely empty building. And we do sports.
It's just not local.
Shush, honey.
Why is the building empty?
Because whether it be budget cuts or stupid management, we fired almost everybody.
Ooh, but we still have our job live and local.
At least the building is.
We've got your sports.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than the roof above the people you love. At Onside Radio, we recommend Chase Roofing and Contracting. At ChaseRoofing.com, they care about the customer. Chase Roofing provides reliable roof installation and repair without the destruction to our environment. Chase Roofing is powered by Tamara, who is owner and operated for 18 years. ChaseRoofing.com is Google top rated and a AAA standing with the Better Business Bureau. Open 24/7. Call them today. Trust ChaseRoofing.com to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
Inter Miami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnSideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
This Saturday, Drive Pink Stadium will be home to 18,000 fans as Inter Miami are set to take on DC United for this second time in club history. The first time they played each other was in Washington, D.C. just last year as DC United took home a 2-1 victory after a couple of very controversial refereeing decisions, a red card, a penalty. All over the place the game was over in DC, but Miami will look to turn their record against DC United around and win for the first time at home this season in front of their fans.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right. Time to bring on the man himself. The biggest fan of the man who wears thy number 19. The 5'6" legend himself, Jakeem Grant. The biggest fan of him, Mr. Louis D. Sung. Louis, how are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm not gonna do it, but I do want to ask, kind of, what do you make of what Jakeem Grant's agent said and how he kind of went about that stuff on Twitter.
Well, listen, I agree that he didn't do his client any favors, but I'm trying not to take away anything from Grant either. He is literally, this is not like, oh, he is that good. No, he's literally an all-pro.
He's an all-pro returner.
So,
yes, for sure.
So just saying, it's not like I think that he's a superstar or that he's this or he's that. And I don't even say that he's guaranteed a roster spot. I'm just not quite as down on him as so many others are. Because you want to talk about drops, let's talk about Preston Williams. Nobody's in a hurry to kick him off the team.
Yeah, I think the big thing, I think it comes down to numbers, right? And I broke down the cap yesterday, and I didn't really see it because I guess anyone that has known my stuff for a while or known me for a while, I'm big into special teams, and I get really big into that, and I can talk about that for a long time. And then when it comes down to kind of the mathematics of how things work in terms of seeding and cap, I love looking at the cap and trying to understand it as best as I can, of course, because we don't get as much knowledge. The Dolphins need approximately like $7 to $6.5 million of cap space to sign the remaining draft picks that they have, that being Holland, Eichenberg, Phillips, and Hunter Long. So they need about $6.5 to $7 million to sign those guys to their deals. And they're about $8 million, like right now, over or under the cap, so they have $8 million that they can spend. So it's probably like 1 to 1.5. And then when you get into it as well, there's a couple other things that they could have to try to get some money out. If they release Jakeem Grant after June 1st, which of course is coming up here very, very soon, they can free up about $3.6 million. And so they kind of need, and if they sign Melvin Ingram, they need probably another $5 or $6 million to kind of make everything work on top of already signing their guys. So I think when it comes to Jakeem Lewis, it's just they see them. I think fans see the number and they see him as a wide receiver, and they see he's making $4.5 million. If they cut him, they can get around 3.5 to 3.6. Do you think that that's the biggest issue there is just the money, or you think it's because he can't catch?
No, I think it's because everybody has turned that one GIF where he drops the deep pass from Tua into like the
Bengals
reputation of his the reputation of his entire being. Is like that one play or lack thereof has basically removed everything that he has done while he's been with the team that's been positive. It's like nobody remembers all the plays he's made, all the times he's made guys miss, the times he took it to the house on returns. All that stuff no longer matters. It's just that one drop. Obviously, he's trash, and that's the part that I take issue with.
So you just
I know that it's a what have you done. I know that it's a what have you done for me lately league, but it's not like what have you done for me lately was 3 years ago. It was in the same season. So
yeah, no, I don't think that, like, of course I like to, go at it and say things about, number 19, but at the same time I think that anyone that denies that he's not an elite and all-pro and dominant returner is just crazy in my opinion. But from that, I have to kind of go into some other things. We had players speaking to the media yesterday. You were part of the media interviews there, and they're on Zoom and kind of getting all the information you possibly can and listening to everything that everyone had to say. I want to ask, a lot of the topic of conversation, and I talked about it a little bit earlier, has been regarding Tua and his honesty. How did you feel being in that and seeing him and hearing what he had to say?
Well, I'm going to be dead honest. His honesty, I think, came more down to the fact that he realized he had slipped, not so much that he had meant to say what he said, which is why he had to clarify later and basically said, well, what I mean to say is X, Y, Z, what he said. So because he was trying to do his best to keep the canned answers in, and then Omar Kelly, the Sun Sentinel, hit him with a hardball almost, a very cleverly worded question to try to see if he would get him to slip. And he did. Just to be dead honest, he did. So now we have this revelation that Tua was not quite as comfortable with the play calling, with all of the little details and intricacies that come with being, let's be real, a longtime veteran quarterback, the way that he worded it. Basically, Fitzpatrick was able to do things at the line of scrimmage that Tua was not. But now here's the problem. That's not an issue. It really isn't. Again, this is the circumstances in which Tua found himself. You are a young man coming straight off of Alabama. The offense that is created is not built for you. It's built for Ryan Fitzpatrick. The offensive coordinator was brought in for Ryan Fitzpatrick. So the play calls, the way that the whole playbook is designed, was not designed with Tua in mind. Not only that, he didn't get to spend a lot of time studying, and he took responsibility for not knowing it. I can appreciate that. But it wasn't his playbook, and he didn't have time to learn as much as he would like to because he was a step behind. He was rehabbing. He was getting himself back in order. And even once he got his body to feel like, okay, I'm somewhat normal, even then, now you look at him from last year compared to this year, you've seen all the pictures, Kai, the way that he's bulked up, he looks stronger. Yeah, because now he's actually preparing for football, not preparing to get himself back to where he doesn't have a hitch in his step because of his hip.
Yeah, I think, again, you're coming back, and we're talking to Louis D. Sung. You can follow him on Twitter at Louis D. Sung, also just known as Louis Sung, or just known as Louis. But we're talking with him there. And I think, Louis, the biggest issue is, like, I think people just want to hate. I don't understand. I like the honesty and everything like that. I just feel like people want to just hate for whatever reason it is. I have no idea. But they just want to hate and hate and hate after loving him for so many years. Is it a Miami thing? I mean, Miami media has been hated and Miami players have been hated for so long now. Do you think that that's what it is?
I kind of feel like that Miami is not known as a sports town, if you can call it that.
Well, maybe not to other people. I think Miami is a football city, to be perfectly blunt here. I think with other sports, they're very fair weather, but I think Miami is a football city.
But that's not even what I mean. I mean the city of Miami as a whole.
Right. Yeah.
The market for sports is not there like it is in other places. Cleveland, all they have is sports. They don't have anything else. Let's be real about this. Cleveland has sports, and if you don't have sports, well, what the heck are you doing in Cleveland? You have other places. California, all the California teams, they're always going to be big market because California has a lot of teams in there. Now you have Miami. Miami is very much a party town. You go in the lights, the beaches, the food, the drink. Sports is not the priority, and so this is the insider scoop on how marketing works in sports, as far as I'm concerned. It's not a big market for people. So now when LeBron, let's take it's the basketball. When LeBron James goes to Miami, everybody hates LeBron James. LeBron James is a terrible human. Why would he leave Cleveland? It's disgusting. I hate the Heat so much. It was never favorable coverage when it came to the Miami Heat.
Right.
And it felt like the only reason they were talking about the Miami Heat was because LeBron was there. As soon as LeBron left, no one cared. Zero. There was no coverage about the Miami Heat at that point. And even now, with Jimmy Butler and Bam and all these guys, they don't care. They don't want to talk about it. They want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks and how much of a chance they have to win the championship. Or was it a fluke that the Heat did what they did in the bubble last season, and how much of a fluke was it? See, that's the whole concept, is we're trying to pretend that Miami is not relevant. Now we have Tua, who is taking up a lot of, let's say, coverage time. His name still brings up emotions and thoughts about people, but even then, you still have to frame it in such a way as like, is Tua really going to be the answer, or is Miami going to be held in mediocrity for the next 10 years so that we can talk about the New England Patriots some more?
Yeah, I just don't understand it. But on another topic related to the press conferences, what do you make of, I guess, it's funny because it all revolves around Tua, right? How do you make of people talking about, I guess with Mike Gesicki talking about Tua, Brian Flores talking about Tua, Chris Greer talking about Tua, how I've seen things for the longest time now has been, yes, we already know this. Yes, this is stuff that you are going to hear because that's just how it is. It's just the same thing being said. And then, of course, Tua goes out and say things. What do you make of maybe some people kind of saying like, oh, they're, I guess, taking a lot out of what they're saying about Tua rather than what we already know? Like, we should be hearing this no matter what.
Can you offer some clarification on what you mean there?
Like saying in terms of like, oh, yeah, we know Tua's going to be better in year 2. We know this, we know that. It's like, this is stuff that you already want to hear. This is stuff that we already know that is going to be said. Why do you think there are some people who are taking a lot out of that? Like, oh, yeah, Tua's going to be great in year 2. They're saying he's doing this and doing that. It's like, if they weren't saying it, it would be a problem. Why do you think people are making such a big, because I've seen some that are making it such a big deal?
Well, I attribute that to just being the off season. They need something to grab onto. They need something to gravitate to. And since the quarterback, like it or not, is literally the face of the franchise wherever you go, well, that's where we're clinging on to. We're hearing that Tua's going to be incredible. Tua's going to learn all these things. So now it's like, okay, so what we had last year was discount Tua. It was damaged goods Tua. Now we're going to get the full Tua Tagovailoa experience, the one that we had in Alabama, and there's going to be deep balls flying everywhere, touchdowns all over the place, never an interception ever again. So there's this, among Dolphins fans at least, there is this level of hype that is being built up because many of the people who are not uneducated and stupid, thank you, Mike Gesicki, see that there's something here with this kid, and what we got last year is not a true representation of what he is capable of. And so they see all the chatter and the nonsense about how Tua isn't as good as we thought he was because this happened last season, and they're removing all the context as to why that was. Everybody gets context except Tua for some reason, and that's why there's that hype there. It's like, okay, we know you guys are talking crap. Now we're excited, and we know that he's going to be doing X, Y, and Z. It's that time of the year.
Right. Lewis, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you again. Of course, you can follow him on Twitter at LewisDSung. Lewis, have a great rest of your day, man.
All right, you too, Kai.
All right, so Onside Radio understands gaming is a big part of the sports landscape. That's why every day we keep you updated with some of the best and latest gaming news. I want to rephrase it, and so I did there. With Onside Radio E-Minute, hosted by Toast, myself, and Michael Christian. If you miss it, it's podcasted daily. You can search up Onside Radio on all platforms and subscribe, rate, and review OnsideRadio.com, the station gamers call home.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodieAssDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody Ass family. Dr. Moody Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyAssDental.com.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
WLESPN. We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in, as long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
Hey, it's Toast, and no doubt last year hurricane season was one of the craziest we've ever seen. Well, Noah's saying once again, going to be another active season, so you need to call B&T Windows and Doors today and get PGT custom windows and doors installed like I did, so that you are fully protected. Listen, there's no better peace of mind than PGT custom windows and doors when you're in the cone of death for a Category 5 storm. Call B&T Windows and Doors today to get set up. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
When you're looking to add that extra style and protection for your home or business, visit a Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie or Sunrise. Replantation shutters are a major part of our business, and they look great in any home. We have them in white, stained colors, and wood tones. We can even motorize your shutters like the one in the OnSideRadio.com studio. A Shade Above Window Fashions, 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashions.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
The Florida Panthers. Season's over. After a 4-0 loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning, Tampa Bay wins the series 4-2 and will move on to face the winner of Nashville and Carolina. Speaking of seasons almost being over, the Miami Heat, they're down 2-0 to the Milwaukee Bucks. They look to get it turned around tonight here at home. Tip-off set for 7:30. Now, to get some winning. The Miami Marlins, they used a 3-run 8th inning to beat the Phillies 4-2. John Birdie, the 2-run single in the 8th. Yimi Garcia picked up his 9th save of the season. Pablo Lopez gets a call today. First pitch about 40 minutes away. And you're in Miami CF. They welcome DC United to full capacity Drive Phoenix Stadium Saturday night. You can hear the match right here at OnSideRadio.com starting at 7 with Big O and Alex Dono and the Inter Miami CF pregame show. And then the call of the game with Eric Krakauer, Thomas Rongen, and Fernando Fiore. You are listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. Of course, you're listening to Onside Radio.com.
Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right. I was expecting another weight there. I was expecting something similar to yesterday. A little bit of a wait for the drop, you know? You get what I mean?
I got you.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just making sure, you know? There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in soccer, man. I wish Austin Robillard didn't work. Just call him and be like, Austin, give me your thoughts on soccer, you know? But, of course, Austin has to have a job and can't always be aware and available, but, you know, it's okay. It is what it is.
Responsibilities, buddy.
Yeah, right? Responsibilities. God. Austin Robillard and his responsibilities. There's a lot happening in soccer, though. There's a lot happening. The soccer world is kind of being turned a little bit, I wouldn't say maybe on its heel, but it's definitely, things are definitely going a little bit, you know, I guess changing. Ooh, excuse me. We have a lot that's happening in the world, and really the biggest thing I think that we can cover and talk about right now with in terms of soccer, there are some changes. So this has been tweeted out now by the International Cup, and it's something that I guess is pretty much being confirmed that's kind of happening now. So yesterday, poor Austin Robillard's team, Manchester United, they lost in a penalty shootout in which David De Gea, had one of the worst penalty kicks I've ever seen. Now, he's a goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper for Villarreal had an insane finish. And David De Gea sucks as a keeper, sucks as a penalty taker. They lose. They stun Manchester United, win the Europa League, their first ever European title, that counting, you know, the Europa League and the Champions League, their first ever one. And that one is just another way, another fashion of having Unai Emery's supremacy here in the world of football, because he goes out and he takes his team. First of all, he beats his old team in Arsenal. Sorry, and then he also goes out there and beats Manchester United. And it was just like, well, Unai Emery, he's just better. He's built different. He's just built different. It's what he does. Then, for Alex Donno's team, Antonio Conte leaves Inter, so he won't be there next year. He's gone. He's out. They got to look for a new coach. Zinedine Zidane, it gets announced yesterday, literally at 11 at night, 10 at night, something like that. It gets announced that he's going to part ways with Real Madrid, so he's going to be gone. And you have to think, okay, Zinedine Zidane leaving Real Madrid, he's going to go to Juventus. That's just what's going to happen. No. The former Juventus coach, Mr. Allegri himself, is going to be back with Juve. And Pirlo is going to be sacked by Juve. And then the club director for Juve leaves. On top of that, Real Madrid releases something on their Twitter that says that them, Juventus, and Barcelona are still committed to changing world football for the better with the Super League. We're still talking about the Super League, Sean. This is like a month ago, and it's still being talked about. You know, out of the 12 clubs, 9 of them are gone, and they're still saying we're committed to changing world football. It's ridiculous.
Well, you got to stand for something, I guess.
I guess. When all these other teams... The worst part about it as well for Real Madrid is not only is it their stance on the Super League and the fact that, you know, they're going to exit, they're going to stay for right now, and that the future exit or however it's going to go about for them. It's like, I can't, and they officially announced Zinedine Zidane has left, but they make the announcement on this. It says, Barcelona, Juventus, and Real Madrid remain committed to modernizing football through an open dialogue with UEFA. It's like they are still very, very against the idea of what's happening. They want the Super League to go down. And it says, they put it out in their own press release. From the beginning, the Super League has been promoted with the aim of improving the situation of European football through permanent dialogue with UEFA and with the objective to increase the interest in the sport to offer fans the best possible show. Really? Well, you also wanted to make soccer games 60 minutes when they're supposed to be 90 minutes because fans can't stay and watch that. I beg to differ. There are a lot of younger fans that I see come out and watch at Fritz and Franz for these Bayern Munich games, and they watch for the full 90 minutes. There were kids during that stupid Magic show they did this past weekend that were watching the game rather than watching the Magic show. That goes to show you something as well. And then again, Zinedine Zidane says, no, I'm good. He leaves. Crazy to think about that. It's like world football is changing, and that's just the top half of it. Then, one of the best young goalkeepers in the world, Gianluigi Donnarumma, is going to leave AC Milan as a free agent. Karim Benzema is training with France for the first time in 5 years. Gini Wijnaldum has agreed to a deal to join Barcelona. And then the biggest drop of them all, Tottenham Hotspur, who went out and sacked Jose Mourinho after bringing him in after they sacked Mauricio Pochettino, want to go out there and bring Mauricio Pochettino back to Tottenham. I can't believe it. Mauricio Pochettino took over a Paris Saint-Germain team, dominant team, some of the most greatest talent in the world. After they sacked Thomas Tuchel, after he took them to a Champions League final last year, then Thomas Tuchel goes to Chelsea. He's now taken Chelsea to the Champions League final this year and took over midway through the season. Pochettino then cannot overcome Lille, and now PSG lose the league for the first time in a long time to Lille. World football is changing, and these managerial changes are going to be very, very interesting. Like, oh man, because who knows what's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen now with AC Milan? You know, Gianluigi Donnarumma is leaving. Who knows where he's going to go? He's leaving as a free agent, so he's going out on a free. They're not even going to make money off of the youth prospect that they've had since 2013. And then on top of that, what's going to happen with Real Madrid? Who are they going to go out and sign? What's going to happen really for PSG, for Tottenham, for all these teams that are going out there and trying to look for more and more things, to look for more and more people to bring on and coaching changes, etc. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This summer is going to be fantastic for football, with transfer rumors, with coaching changes. I mean, to see where Donnarumma lands, to see where Zinedine Zidane goes if he chooses to stay as a manager again, to see what's going to happen with Mauricio Pochettino, to see what's going to happen with Allegri, to see what's going to happen with Inter, Milan, all these places. Oh man, I'm so excited. It's a great time to be a fan of club football and to enjoy. Just honestly, it's the greatest sport in the world. It is what it is. It's going to be great because man, I'm going to love it. I know if Bayern Munich did not have Manuel Neuer and then Alexander Nubel waiting, would love for them to go after Gianluigi Donnarumma, but he's probably going to end up going to Barcelona if I take a guess. And then who knows what's going to happen to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. He sucks though, so that'll be an interesting situation. Him and David De Gea both suck. I don't understand why they're such big names in club football because they're horrible. Anyways, sports fans can always catch up with all of our daily segments by subscribing to Onside Radio on most platforms. Listen to us discuss the hottest topics on the roundtable. That's both national and local sports headlines. Esports fans can get the latest with our E-Minute. That's from myself, Toast, and Michael Christian. Panthers fans, I know it still stings, but reporter David Dwork, he provides his great insight. Austin Robillard does the Inter Miami CF Minute and gives the passion that you deserve on those. Love it hearing from Austin. And then, of course, Christian Chase and Alex Aguirre provide the insight Marlins fans deserve. Subscribe, rate, and review to all Onside Radio segments that we have here, and you can find it on most platforms. The station that has the passion South Florida fans deserve.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
This Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Red Card Radio with Austin Robillard will be broadcasting live from Stout Bar and Grill in Oakland Park. With over 40 TVs, Stout is the home for soccer around the world. Stout features Clonakilty Whiskies, the world's best Irish whiskey. So come on out this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for Red Card Radio live from Stout Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale.
When you're looking for curtains and blinds to create a space of your own, look no further than Bandalux. Bandalux can tailor your space to your needs. Create the atmosphere and ambiance you desire. We invite you to discover it at Bandalux.com. Explore our new solar control systems, range of sustainable fabrics, and energy-efficient solutions that can improve your well-being and quality of life. Witness Bandalux Beauty. Go to Bandalux.com or follow them on Instagram at Bandalux_official. For a personal experience, A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise is an official Bandalux partner.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com. There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. Take their famous Boot Tour Challenge, and there's now outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations or pickup at 954-785-7565. So get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach to Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant.
At OnSideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork at our Chirping the Cats report.
It was a fun season, but as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. The Panthers put up a good fight in forcing a Game 6, but that was as far as they would get, as the defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning knocked out the Cats with Wednesday's 4-0 win. Rookie goaltender Spencer Knight did what he could to keep Florida in the game, stopping 20 shots, including several point-blank opportunities during the first two periods, but it was Tampa goalie Andrei Vasilevsky that stole the show. The likely Vezina Trophy finalist was a brick wall, stopping everything the Panthers threw his way and frustrating the Cats at every turn. Now Tampa will move on to face the winner of the Carolina-Nashville series, while Florida will head back to Sunrise, clean out their lockers, and head into the offseason wondering what could have been.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
I wish you said that live. I wish that was out there. Ready to
maybe charge the battery camera, you could have got it.
Yeah. It was at like 50%. I don't know how it got down to 13. And then I don't understand how at 13 it can't even, like, that thing doesn't even take that much battery.
Apparently it does.
I've gone through the whole Inter Miami games having that thing on, walking around taking pictures, walking around taking video, has not died. I don't know.
You never had this much roundness on that camera.
Sean, the only thing round is the round table. We discussed this. As a fellow man of the round community, the only thing that's round is the round table that we talk about here every single day.
That's not true.
Ooh, the Sixers just announced something about that fan.
Yeah, he's suspended.
After an investigation into the incident, what do you need to investigate? Into the incident that occurred at last night's game, we have determined that the person involved will have his season ticket membership revoked, effective immediately. He'll also be banned from all events at the Wells Fargo Centers, and definitely we apologize to Russell Westbrook and the Washington Wizards. So that's a season ticket member. That kind of makes it worse, don't you think?
Again, man, it goes back to entitlement of fans. If you purchased a ticket, you think you can get away with doing whatever, and that's no. If they allowed, and again, are you going to be talking that way if you know that a player can just walk up and punch you in the face?
Repeat that?
If you know a player can just walk up and punch you in the face for whatever you say to them, are you going to be as obnoxious as some of these fans are? If you know that a player can just walk up and punch you right in the face, are you yelling at that 500 or that 300-pound lineman as he's coming off the field if you know he can come up there and punch you in the face?
I would not be saying anything.
That's what I'm getting at. Look, enjoy yourself. Yell at them, but then you can't start throwing personal things at people, man. That's the problem that I have with it. Have your fun. Do your chants. Go at whatever team you want to go after. But when you start making it personal and you start signaling out somebody, I mean, look, like the other night, the MSG chant. That's okay. The FU to the Hawks guard. I can't think of his name right now. I'm drawing a blank.
To the who? The Hawks
the
guard?
The Hawks player. Trae Young. You know, when they were doing that to him, it was going back and forth. It was. I'm not gonna say a good-hearted thing, but it was one of those things where, you know, it's not just one person yelling at somebody, thinking they can get away with whatever they want because they paid for a ticket.
Yeah. I spent my hard-earned money to get this ticket. I can do whatever I want. I don't know why I went into like a.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's how they sound
Southern.
there in Philly.
I have a friend from Philly, and she says Philly people are very rude. I think that's the best way that I can get to. They think it is people in Philly are very rude. They're very interesting, right? I think that's the best way to say it, you know? I think they're very interesting, and they are, I'm trying to say it in a nice way. People in Philly are wild, man. People in Philly are wild. Anyways, we round out the show. It's been a great show. We'll have the Sean Stanley cam back up and running tomorrow. Huh?
Look at that topic they got up there.
Oh, man. Hey, here's another topic, Alex. Are Knicks fans worse than Cowboy fans? Is that in Madison? Like, is that in New York?
Yeah, that was last night. They won the game.
I know that, but like that was from New York for real? I didn't see any of that.
Last night.
I went to sleep early yesterday, so I have no idea. I was passed out at like
the Knicks won
10 or something.
They were down by 15. They came back.
Oh, nice. You think? Never mind.
Derrick Rose was the leader of the comeback.
No way.
Yes, sir. 26 points off the bench.
I couldn't after the loss. I was so upset, so I went to sleep. Can't lie.
That wasn't that late. That wasn't that early then. You didn't watch the whole game.
They were done at what? Like the game was over. At what, like 9:30?
No.
Was it later than that for real?
Yes, the game didn't start till 8.
Oh my God! Yeah, brain's not working. Yeah, so it was like 10:30. That's still early for me because I'm asleep at like 12.
And the Knicks game was over, by the way, before the.
Oh well, I don't even. The Knicks are the Knicks. They're gonna lose eventually, whether it's the Hawks or someone else. So I don't care about the Knicks. Anyways, we'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Where we'll be talking about a lot of stuff. The Sean Stanley cam will be back, and everything will be good and gravy. You're listening to the only locally owned sports station in South Florida, OnSiteRadio.com.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. And with daily specials, there is something for everyone. If you're up for a challenge, you should take their famous boot tour. Finish 30 boots of different varieties of German beer, and you'll receive half price on their beer for life. And you'll get to take home your own boot and Checkers Old Munchin t-shirt. They also have outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music, as well as carry-out, curbside pickup, and delivery. So, for the finest German food and beer, get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations at 954-785-7565. That's 954-785-7565. We'll see you at Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than the roof above the people you love. At Onside Radio, we recommend Chase Roofing and Contracting. At chaseroofing.com, they care about the customer. Chase Roofing provides reliable roof installation and repair without the destruction to our environment. Chase Roofing is powered by Tamara, who is owner and operated for 18 years. chaseroofing.com is Google top rated and a AAA standing with the Better Business Bureau. Open 24/7. Call them today. Trust chaseroofing.com to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Hey, it's Toast. Last year when I had PGT custom windows and doors installed in my house by B&T Windows and Doors, I knew about the hurricane protection. What I didn't know? The silence. Oh my goodness, my house is so quiet now. One of those cars goes tearing down the street with the crazy loud muffler. Yeah, I don't hear it anymore. It's unbelievable. I didn't realize how noisy my house was beforehand. You've got to get PGT custom windows and doors installed in your pad today. Call B&T Windows and Doors, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of Onside Radio ownership, management, sponsors, website, or Inner Miami Marketing, LLC.
Launch sequence 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sit back, buckle up. It's time to cruise the best of the Onside Zone with Orlando Azugari. Make sure you follow O on Twitter at Big O Show. Here's the best of the Onside Zone exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
Promised you Alan Poupart will be joining us to talk a little Dolphins and draft after what I think was a terrific weekend, but my opinion doesn't count. Alan's does. He covers the Dolphins for SI, does an excellent job. You follow him on Twitter like I and many others do at Poupart NFL. Alan, good afternoon, my friend. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. You sound like you got a cold or something going on over there.
No, it's called laryngitis. I've blown a vocal cord. So yeah. So we're going to the doctor tomorrow. He's probably going to shut me down. That's probably what's going to end up happening. I kind of expect, but we'll see. We'll see if we continue to rock tomorrow or if there's some or rest. Who knows? When you're spitting blood already, it's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's
no.
Yeah.
Best of luck, partner.
Yeah, exactly. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? All right, first of all, let's get into it. What are you? Listen, grades are stupid. We all know it. We really know that you measure a draft 3 years down the line. But, people always want us to give them a grade or our thoughts on the draft. Was it a good one or a bad one? Which you and I really won't know for 3 more years, and nobody else will. But, okay, let's go out on a limb. Your thoughts on the draft?
Oh, A+++++. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't do grades, and trust me, I get that everybody loves grades. I actually like reading them, even though, like you said, they're meaningless for 3 years at least. Here's what I would tell you. I kind of did a story yesterday on the alldolphins.com, just looking at the pros and cons of every pick as opposed to like flat out saying good pick, bad pick. And there's things to like and things not to like about each pick. And you start with Jalen Waddle. And what's to like, obviously, is the speed and the big playability that he gives you that the Dolphins did not have last year. And the flip side is, while he's not Devontae Smith small, he's not big either. He's like, his measurables were like 5'10", 180. And I did the research, and since 2000, there were, if my memory serves me, 28 wide receivers picked in the top 10. 5 of them came in at under 200 pounds. And the names are Travis Taylor, Peter Warrick, Ted Ginn Jr., John Ross, and Taven Austin. Now, I ask you, did any of those have a great NFL career?
Yeah, they're all in the Hall of Fame. I just saw them in Canton. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, on the contrary, guess how many Pro Bowls those 5 have combined for?
I think it's 0. Yeah, 0. Yes.
Not one. And ironically, the one who has had the best NFL career was Ted Ginn Jr.
Yes.
Who a lot of Dolphin fans would tell you they hated that pick. Well, so again, this is not to say that Jalen Waddle is going to be like one of those guys. It's just to say that the recent history is not there for a 5'11", 180-pound guy or 5'10", 180-pound guy to be drafted that early.
But on the flip side, to be fair, there are receivers that are effective at that size that were drafted after the first round, correct?
Absolutely, no question about it. And I see the comparison to Tyreek Hill quite a bit. The only difference is they're different body types. Tyreek Hill is more compact. He's a little bit shorter, a little bit thicker. But again,
I think he's more like his teammate than he is Tyreek Hill. I think he's way more like Will Fuller the fifth, much closer to Will Fuller the fifth than Tyreek Hill is like a really fast fire hydrant. These guys aren't built like fire hydrants. Tyreek Hill is a thick little man that is like fast.
Correct.
You know what I mean? These guys are thin little guys that blaze. Will Fuller is a lot more like Jalen Waddle actually than Tyreek Hill, at least in my eyes.
No, I absolutely agree. And this is the one little concern I would have with the pick. Again, the durability factor, but there's no question about what he can bring to that offense. No question about it. I love the Jalen Phillips pick, big time. I've spoken a couple of times to Jim Mora Jr., who was Phillips' first coach at UCLA, and he could not stop raving about the guy. And you saw what he did at UM last year. He did have 2 concussions at UCLA, which is not ideal. But as Jalen Phillips himself said, you play football long enough, things like that are going to happen. Would we prefer that he came in clean from a concussion standpoint? Of course, obviously. But it's not quite the same as when the Dolphins signed Jordan Cameron, who would have like a nasty concussion the year before.
Yes.
So I really like that pick. I really like the pick of Javon Holland, the second round at 36. I think the guy's going to be a complete stud. Love everything about his game. Of course, yes, would have liked to see the Dolphins find a way to get Javonte Williams. And as the story goes from Mike Silver of NFL Network /NFL.com, when he reported the Dolphins were ready to get Javonte Williams at 36, and Denver beat them to it by trading up for a relatively small price to move up 5 spots to get to 35. And then the Dolphins, you saw, they did do a trade up, but that was to get Liam Eichenberg at 42, moving up from 50. That one, my initial impression on that pick was a little bit meh, because I'm not quite sure exactly what his ceiling is, and the Dolphins also have already spent a whole lot of draft capital on the offensive line in recent years. If they're going to take Penei Sewell at 6, to me that's different than taking, let's say, like an Eichenberg in the second round. And then Hunter Long in the third round. I like it if you're looking down the road and you're ready to move on from Mike Gesicki and or Durham Smythe. But for 2021, I'm not exactly sure what the need was for a tight end, unless it was Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts is not really a tight end.
Right. Yes. No, I'm with you there. But obviously, you can be creative as hell with a guy like Kyle Pitts. Do you like what you see out of Hunter Long? Do you think, because it looks to me like they want to improve the Durham Smythe position, because this kid can block a little bit, and athletically he looks like he adds a little bit more. I think Shaheen might survive, actually. I don't know if Durham Smythe survives the Hunter Long addition.
Yeah, but the thing is, Hunter Long is kind of in between Mike Gesicki, where he's a better receiver than Durham Smythe, but he's not quite as. I'm sorry, he's a better receiver than Durham Smythe, not quite, and a better blocker than Gesicki, but Gesicki is a better blocker than Hunter Long, and Smythe is a better blocker than Hunter Long. So he's kind of in between the two, and I'm not exactly sure what kind of immediate impact. If you're looking for immediate impact, I'm not exactly sure how Hunter Long fits into the picture. When you have Gesicki and Smythe, who are more than serviceable as they do it, and you had Adam Shaheen, who had his moments as well. Again, to me, this screamed of a move that was made with the idea that they've already decided they're not re-signing either Gesicki or Smythe or both.
Wow. So you think no shot at Gesicki for next year? Wow, that's interesting, because
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said to me it screamed of a move that's made with the idea that they're not re-signing either one of those two or both.
Right. So you think they're gone? Is basically they're done after this year?
I think there's a possibility that one or both are done after this year. Absolutely. Otherwise, then I'm not sure I get the Hunter Long pick.
Well, I think it's because you want to maybe have a 2 tight end attack and make things a little bit easier for Tua, since he's a quick twitch guy and he likes to get rid of the ball quickly. You work the field with 2 blazers on each end or in the slot, and you got the 2 tight ends. You've got a little bit more flexibility in the middle of the field, I would imagine, since you've got guys that can take the top off and take that deep safety with them. Then all of a sudden you've got those 2 tight ends creating havoc in the middle of the field. That's kind of what I'm feeling.
Except wouldn't it make more sense to go 3 wide pretty much all the time with Fuller, Parker, and Waddle